So for question 11, it says, at the paint shop, emulsion paint costs £4.25 per litre, gloss paint costs £6 per litre, masonry paint costs £10.50 per litre. Orla bought 12 litres of emulsion paint, 2.5 litres of gloss paint and some masonry paint. She paid £134.25 in total. How many litres of masonry paint did she buy? So the first thing you want to do is find out how much emulsion cost. You can see the emulsion paint costs £4.25 per litre, but it also says she bought 12 litres of emulsion paint. So to get the total cost of that, you would multiply these two numbers together, which is £51. The next step is you would get the total cost of the gloss paint. On the question it says gloss paint costs £6 per litre, and the actual question it says 2.5 litres of gloss paint was bought. So we multiply these two numbers together, which gives us £15. We find the total cost of these two paints, which is 66, so we add them together. And then we get our final price, which is £134.25, and we take this £66 away from that. This £68.25 is the total cost of the masonry paint. To find out how many litres of masonry paint did she buy, you take the £68.25 and divide it with £10.50, as it's per litre is £10.50. You can see it says 1 litre here is £10.50. What we're trying to find is how many of those £10.50s fit into £68.25, and it fits in 6.5 times, so then we have 6.5 litres. Okay, question 12 is a kite. So it says the diagram shows the kite or the size of two angles in a kite. Find the size of angle X. So in a kite, as you can see, these sides are equal and the other sides are equal as well. These two opposite angles here should be equal, so that's why it's 114 degrees for angle X. For angle Y, you can see that it is a four-sided shape here. So 4 sides, a kite has 4 sides, and the angles in total should equal 360 in a 4-sided shape. You add all your angles up, which is 78, 114 and 114, which is 306, and we take away it from 360, which means we're left with 54 degrees. Question 13 deals with front elevation and plan. So front elevation is basically what you see. If you were standing in front of this shape, you would only see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes, and all you do is just draw it down in this area here. On the centimetre square grid, draw the plan of the shape. So plan is basically as you're looking down on top of the shape. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 squares you would see if you were looking downwards onto that shape, and you would just draw it in this grid here. So question 14, it says the incomplete two-way table shows some information about the cinema goers on one Saturday. So we've got male and female, child, adult, senior citizen. Use the following information to complete the two-way table. In total, there were 30 senior citizens. So basically I've just filled in 30 there, and you can see you can do 30 take away 18, which would give you 12. So we've got 12 in this box here. Now you can basically fill in everything that we have here. That says there are 4 times as many children as senior citizens. So we have 4 times 30 is 120. And I basically like to add this little 16 here as well, because that may help in the question. So we can work out how many male children there were by doing 120 take away 78, which is 42. So we've filled in the table here, and then we can basically work out things from the second part of the question. So it says a child ticket is £3, an adult ticket is £7, and a senior citizen ticket is £5.50. The manager claims that there was over £1,000 in ticket sales. Is he correct? So what we've got here is the child ticket is going to be 3 multiplied by 120. As there's £3 for each child, there's 120 children. So £360 is what it cost. Adult, 7 multiplied by 60, £7. Each ticket is £7, and there was 60 in total. So £420, that was the total cost for adults, and 550 multiplied by 30 is equal to 165. So 550 is for each ticket, 30 is the total for senior citizens. Next, we look at 360 we add plus 420 plus 165. So we add everything up and we get £945. So that's the total in ticket sales. So the question is asking you, the manager claims there was over £1,000 in ticket sales. As you can see, there was only 945. So the final answer is no, £945 is less than 1,000. So question 15 is a stem and leaf diagram question. So a group of people were surveyed about the number of driving lessons they had before passing their test. The results are shown in the stem and leaf diagram. We can see the key says 3/6 equals 36 lessons, so we can read it from the key. So how many people were asked? So each individual one of these is one person. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there was 14 people that were asked. What is the range? The range is the biggest take away the smallest. So we take the biggest number from the stem and leaf diagram and the smallest and we take them away. So 51 take away 12. And that should equal 39. Then we have to find the median. The median is the middle number. This time, there's one way of doing it, is you cancel the biggest and the smallest and work your way to the middle. So the biggest, smallest, and we keep continuing to do this until we get to the middle. And then we're left with 3 and 5. So we have to find the middle of 23 and 25. And we know that in between 23 and 25 is 24. So Alice passes her test. When her number of driving lessons, including the stem and leaf diagram, the range increases and the median decreases. So by the range increases means it's either going to be on the end of the bigger number or the smaller number of the stem and leaf diagram. So we can see here, if the range increases by 2, then the biggest or smallest will change to 10 or 53. Median decreases by 1, then use the smallest number. So when you take the median, and if it decreases by 1, then you use the smallest number, which is 10. Question 16 is basically algebra questions. So 16a, it says simplify 7g take away 5g, take away 2g plus 8h. So when it says simplify, you're collecting your like terms. So for this one, you can see that I've circled the 7g and the minus 2g. when I'm going to circle something, I'll circle the sign in front of it as well. So these are like terms, the G terms, and we also have H terms there. So I've separated them by circling them. So you'll see 7G take away 2G is 5G, and then we take the minus 5H and we add 8H, and we find that that is 3H. Now it doesn't come up as a minus 3H, so it must be plus. Okay, so we're left with 5G plus 3H. Next question, it says solve 4F plus 9 equals 37. So what I've done there is we start off with the plus 9, and this is an add. So when we move it across to the other side of the equation, this add changes to a minus. The opposite of add is a take away. So we take this plus 9 and it changes to minus 9. So we're left with 4F equals 37 take away 9. We tidy that up, so 4F equals 28. And then we get rid of the 4. Now this 4 and F, when they're stuck together like that, are multiplications or multiply. So the opposite of a multiplication is a divide. So when we move this 4 across to the other side of the equation, it changes from a multiplication to a divide. And then we have F equals 28 divided by 4, which is equal to 7. So for question C, it says expand 3 bracket 4e plus 5. This 3 just is multiplying everything inside this bracket. So we multiply 3 with the first part, which is 3 times 4e is 12e. And then we multiply the 3 with the other one, which is 3 multiplied by 5 is 15. And that's basically the answer for that one. So it says factorize 18c take away 30. So this time we're doing the opposite. We're putting it into brackets. So you can see that we look at the 18 and the 30, and we see that the highest number that can both go into 18 and 30, which is the highest factor, is basically 6. So we take the 6 out of that. So we say 6 times what would give me 18c, and 6 times 3c would do that. Then 6 times what would give me 30? It would be 6 times 5 would give me 30. So this is what's inside the bracket. If you were a bit unsure about the highest factor, you could take the 18 and the 30 and get the factors of 18 and 30, break it down. So 1 times 18, 2 times 9, 3 times 6, and so on with the 30. And you look for the number, the highest number that's common between the both of them, and you'll see 6 there, and that's what you take out and outside the bracket. So the final answer is 6 bracket 3c take away 5. Okay, question 17. A club has 160 members. 104 members attended an event. What percentage of club members attended an event? So you can see I've highlighted attended an event, so that means we're using 104. The total is 160. So the way you would get the percentage of that is 104 out of 160 attended an event, which is the fraction. And then you just multiply it by 100, which would give you your percentage. Multiplying by 100 gives you changes a fraction into a percentage. So the final answer is 65%. Question B, the cost per ticket to attend the event last year was £7.50. This year it increased by 18%. How much did it cost per ticket to attend the event this year? So we look at 18 over 100 is 18%, and you multiply it by £7.50. So at 18% of £7.50 is £1.35, and to work out the increased, as it's increased by 18%, we do 750 plus 135 is equal to 8.85. So the final answer is £8.85.